I'm Minnie Rowe. PS Kitchen is not your ordinary New York City hipster restaurant. It's a restaurant with a social conscience. It's a place where people in need can get a job, where they give a hand up, not a hand out. Co-founded by an Asian American immigrant, PS Kitchen is her way of paying it forward.
I feel really good.
Raul Rivera is feeling good now, but just a few years ago, he was at the end of his rope.
I looked at myself one day and I said, what is it that you want? What do you want to do with your life? And I said, I'm tired of using drugs. I'm tired of running around the street.
Rivera grew up in the crime-infested South Bronx in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. He was addicted to heroin by the time he was 17, which led to a life in and out of prison. His lowest point was a decade ago when he was homeless and facing another stint behind bars for stabbing a man in a shelter while under the influence of drugs. That's when a judge told him it was either rehab or prison for 7 more years.
To make a change was really uncomfortable for me because I was so used to doing what I was doing, using drugs, committing crimes, and doing things of that nature. So I was so comfortable in that zone.
But he stuck with rehab and eventually got clean. He emerged a changed man, ready to start a new chapter in his life. That's when he realized that his past was holding him back.
It mind-boggled me that I will come so dressed up to a job interview and expecting for this guy to hire me, and I'm a changed man, things should be going right for me, but that wasn't the case. All I wanted was an opportunity. I just want somebody to give me a chance.
Down the road in New York City's Times Square is a vegan restaurant called PS Kitchen that's helping people just like Rivera. Created by April Tam Smith, an Asian American immigrant, the restaurant's mission is to offer employment opportunities for people whose backgrounds put them at a disadvantage. People with a criminal record, recovering drug addicts, and those who are struggling with homelessness.
If I want to help in a sustainable way, in a way that it's going to help them help themselves in a way, doing a business that can offer meaningful work opportunities was the way to go.
A recent study by Prison Policy Initiative, a nonprofit bipartisan advocacy group, found that at its height in 2008, the unemployment rate for the formerly incarcerated was over 27%, which is higher than the unemployment rate during any historical period in U.S. history, including the Great Depression.
As hard as we try to get their resumes ready, to try to, get them new clothes and do different interviews, it's really, really hard at the end of the day if a company or an organization cannot get over that check, and just seeing someone with a difficult background might not necessarily give them that chance they need for the first open door.
Tam Smith fully understands the struggle to find good employment. Her parents immigrated from Hong Kong when she was 11 years old, and she recalls the hardships of those early days. As an only child, she felt the burden to excel. She received scholarships to MIT, Columbia Business School, and is working full-time as a Wall Street banker. For all intents and purposes, she had achieved the American dream. But Tam Smith has bigger dreams of paying it forward.
I am so grateful for the opportunity that I was given, that my family was given when we moved to the States. And I just felt like, wow, who am I that I got so many opportunities? Monica's dinner behind the curtain at 5:45.
She threw herself into giving back, volunteering with trafficking victims, the previously incarcerated, and creating job opportunities for Haitians. That's when she came up with the concept for PS Kitchen, a place that provides employment to those in need, is environmentally friendly, hence the vegan menu, and here's the really interesting part, gives away 100% of its profits to charity.
It's definitely confusing for people. We don't take a salary, of course, at all. It's completely volunteering. Our goal is really just to have a place that gives away the max amount of profit.
So when Rivera walked into that job interview for a dishwasher, fully expecting another rejection, he was overcome by their response.
He says, "Can you be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock?" And I looked at him and I said, "You're hiring me?" He says, "Yeah, be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock." I said, "All right." So I walk out the building and I go right here to the corner where the fire department is, and I just put my head up against the wall and I just started crying, man.
Tam Smith says witnessing employees like Rivera rebuild their lives is the reason she created PS Kitchen. As for Rivera, PS Kitchen is not just a job, it's his salvation.
One thing that I would never forget that Raul has said to me, because of this job, I feel valuable. I have that dignity. I'm worth something to society again.
I get up every morning looking forward to come here.
Tam Smith says PS Kitchen is only the beginning. She hopes to one day open a second location in New York City and even dreams of taking it to a global stage. I'm Minnie Rowe for Asian American Life.